Hey everyone, welcome back to 996. The Howl better late than never. The Tucson Roadrunners finally submitted their roster the day they opened their season Friday night against the Colorado Eagles. So this is the roster. The lineups probably aren't accurate. No one's really reporting on the Roadrunners that I could find to get accurate lineups and all that. But this is all the forwards, defense, and the two goalies for sure. So let's get into it. Unfortunately, Sam Lipkin and Curtis Douglas are injured. More importantly, Sam Lipkin, who's slated to be the number one center for this Roadrunners team. He only played maybe 7 games for the Roadrunners last season after graduating from college. But if you're a Utah fan, some Utah draft picks are here that you need to take note of. Julian Lutz, Nico Matika, Noel Nord, Rat2, and Ben McCartney in the forward group. Kellerman, you'll probably see up with Utah if there's an injury in the bottom six, brings that sort of energy checking style game of hockey, not so much a top six forward in the NHL. But yeah, with Lipkin and Douglas's injury, they're both centers, so bit of a complicated scenario with the centers here. But Augustino, McGregor, Sokolov, Poganski, they're like American Hockey League veterans, which should give them some much needed depth. The issue for me, or the concern for me, is who's scoring on this team. Last season, they finished second place in the Pacific Division. They played in the Pacific, not Central. But last season, they had Josh Stone and Dylan Gunther, and you could already see in the NHL they're scoring, so they're losing those two. The year before that, they had Carconi and then two AHL veterans in Dauphin and John Sebastian Dia. And then the year before that, they had Michelli and Hayden. So obviously, pretty much all those names are star power. And when you look at this forward group, you don't see any star power. It seems like the star power is going to come from the defensive side, where you got, the first round draft pick in Maverick Lamoureux paired with a veteran NHL defenseman. Now he's in the AHL, and Kevin Connaughton. You got Zuber and Duda. Can't wait to see how Duda performs in his first year in the American Hockey League along with Lamoureux. And then you have an AHL veteran in Koch and Onyebuchi. They're missing Kolyachonok, who's obviously playing for Utah right now due to John Marino's injury. That injury, it's looking like middle of November he might come back, maybe late November. So the Roadrunners will not be seeing Kolyachonok for a while unless he disappoints and loses his job to Bertuzzo, who's currently a healthy scratch for Utah. It would have been nice if Soderstrom was slotted in here. This would have been an elite top defensive core in the American Hockey League. But unfortunately, he went to Europe. Some scratches is Robbie Russo, D. Liberatore, and Layden Moore, who I liked in the rookie faceoff. Then the goalies are Vialta and Jackson Stauber. Loving this tandem. Stauber's got a lot of AHL experience, but he's still young, so he's got a bit of a ceiling to reach. Last season, it was just Vialta on his own. He had Dylan Wells as a backup, who's an unproven sort of older goalie, mostly used as a warm body, but hopefully Stauber takes some starts from Vialta to give him some rest. Anson Thornton is not listed on the roster, so I could only assume he went to the East Coast Hockey League, which is now the Air Force Airways or something. Somewhere in Texas is Utah's East Coast Hockey League affiliate. And these are the stats last year. Incredible record, finishing second in the Pacific. I don't expect them to finish second, maybe fourth place, fifth place, but I do expect a playoff berth. Listen, I could be wrong. I could be surprised at Julian Lutz, Matika, Nord, Lipkin when he becomes healthy. They could light it up. Just, we don't know. They're unproven quantities on this team, so we don't know who's going to erupt and emerge as like a scoring winger or forward just yet. It's going to be a new experience with these new players, but I liked what I saw out of the rookie face-off. They're all hardworking. They play the right way. All of them remind me of like Josh Stone, just maybe without the shot, maybe with the shot. They didn't shoot much in the rookie face-off, so we'll see. I'm excited to be proven wrong and see who really does become, a scoring winger in the American Hockey League. An unfortunate player who was cut was Owen Allard, who was a bit of an overager when he was drafted. He wasn't drafted when he was 18 years old. He was literally drafted, in the summer. I think he was 20 years old, so maybe 1 or 2 years past the age to be drafted. He got sent back down to juniors in the Ontario Hockey League. I thought, Allard had a great rookie faceoff. I thought maybe he could crack this lineup, but maybe next year he'll be on the Roadrunners. They used to score a lot last season, over 3 goals per game. Goals against, under 3 goals against per game. So those are good. They could be better. Power play needed some work. And now with these players, without Gunther and Doan, I don't know who is going to be a power play specialist this season, but their PK was awesome at almost 84%. So if you're a Tucson Roadrunners fan, it's going to be exciting. A lot of unknowns and a lot of Utah draft picks that are finally starting to come and play for the American Hockey League. And hopefully they have successful seasons, and maybe next year they might fight for spots on the Utah forward course. That's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.